Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Chronic/Sean, and I have to make this shout out. This is not my niche. My channel normally covers something completely different than car dealerships, but I just personally had an experience with this dealership, and I have to make the alert, sound the alarm, and put it out there. Stadium Toyota in Tampa, Florida, off Dale Mabry Drive or whatever, Dale Mabry Highway, is absolutely terrible. They are the most dishonest somebody's dealership company business that I've ever dealt with. My dad included. He actually went there with me through this debacle and was sitting right there with me. He even used to be a car dealership himself several years ago. And he says he's bought several cars himself. He says, Sean, I think that's the most dishonest I've ever seen a dealership be. And so I have to tell you guys, I'm a veteran. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, 2005 to 2009, 2 tours to Iraq, and it's Memorial Day weekend. It's May 25th, 2024 right now, and this is the day that it happened, May 25th. And so they just straight up lied to my face, straight up just did me dirty and did not care about it at all in the slightest. And so my warning to you is do not do not try and make a deal with, cut a deal with Gettel Stadium Toyota, Tampa, Florida. They're a bunch of liars, and it's not going to stand. Just read the reviews, guys. Just read their Google reviews, and I guarantee you, my experience is going to be backed up by others because I've already seen them after the fact. That's my fault. So this is how it goes down, guys. I want to try to make sure I get everything correct and in order. I'm going to be as honest and as clear and as detailed, specific as I can be. This has gone over for a couple of days now. I've been going back and forth with this dealership, Gettel. I don't know how to say them. Gettel is what I would call it. But I've been dealing with them over a very specific vehicle. It was a 2023 Nissan Sentra SR. It's the only car I've ever looked at from that dealership. It's the only car I've ever interested in that dealership. I've been talking with that dealership over the last about 3 days through email. I started off with Jessica. Now, Jessica is what I'm told now is the internet sales manager. So that's who I started my talks with. As far as because how I deal, guys, is when I go buy a car, I want the out the door price. I don't care about you getting me financing and you can get me in there for only $127 a month. I don't care about that because that's just not how I work. I want to know the out the door price. Tax, tag, title fees, dealership fees, all your little special warranty things that you throw in there, all the special discount that you'll get over, all that included. I'm driving off the lot. See you later. That's the price I want. That's always been the case. That's just how I work. And so through these talkings with Jessica, long story short, back and forth, talking about this and that, and what options it has, and I say I'll give you 20,000 out the door. She says best I can do 25. I said 20,500 is the best she can do, and I said I promised myself I wasn't going to go over 20,000. I said, but it's a pretty decent deal. I'll meet you towards your end. I'll do 20,300. She emails me back. I even have the email. I'm gonna post it up here for you guys to see. Um, she sent me back on the email. Sean, 20,300. It's a deal. You've got it. Let's do this. What time works best for you? What day and time works best for you? I was like, oh, this is great. She says, you're actually going to be working with G. She's the sales consultant or associate that you'll be working with. Her name is G. I said, okay, great. So, G called me briefly. Hey, I'm G. I'm going to be the one, helping you out with the car or whatever. I said, okay, cool. I appreciate it. I said, I can't come. This was started talks Wednesday, and then it went into today is Saturday, by the way, Saturday, May 25th. It started on Thursday, the talks, and it went into Friday, which was yesterday. Called me and we talked. That's when we kind of talked, just very briefly, make sure it was the right car. Basically, it was the right car, and that she was going to be the one helping me. So I said, okay, great. I can't come until tomorrow. And so they said, okay. Um, they didn't say either way whether they were going to hold the car or whether they weren't. They did kind of mention that it is a first come, first serve kind of a deal. I totally understand that. Hey, if somebody comes in and offers you a deal on it that day, I understand because you have no idea what I'm going to do, whether I'm really going to come to that or not. So if you have a deal made, yeah, I get it, right? Okay, that makes sense. So I waited all day yesterday, and I made a deal with G on the phone and Jessica through email. So I had two ways that they were going to let me know today, this morning, May 25th, when I was going down there for my appointment. My appointment was at 11:30 a.m. to meet G. So I said, hey, since I'm coming 90 minutes one way, it's going to be me and my whole family. I don't want to drive down there for nothing. So I don't want to come down there if you happen to sell the car today, because this was on Friday when I'm talking to them, making these plans. And so they said, both of them, what we'll do is we'll call you, text you, or email you tomorrow morning around 8:30 or 9 o'clock and let you know if the vehicle is still here on the lot and if it's available or not. I said, okay, I appreciate that. That sounds good. Sounds good. Fair enough. I appreciate that. So this morning comes and it's about 8:45. I'm a little eager, So is my father. He's going on the trip and he's a little eager too. So I give him a call. I call him up. Said, hey, I'm looking for G. Well, she's not in, but I can help you. What's your? So I give him my information. She says, okay, I see you're here. Your name is Sean. Yep. And you're looking at the 2023 Nissan Sentra. Yep. That's it. She says, okay, yeah, I see you have an appointment at 11:30. I said, yeah, that's right. I was just calling because they were supposed to call me or text me and let me know if if the car was still here, if they sold it last night. She said, I can check that for you. Oh yeah, no, the car's still here, and in fact, I'm gonna go get the key for you right now. I said, oh great. So she says, yeah, I'm gonna go run and get the key, and G will be in at 11, so we'll see you at 11:30. I said, all right, perfect. I hung up the phone, and then literally 2 minutes after that, I get a text. I don't know if I deleted it. Please say I didn't. Okay, and here's another one. Okay, I'm gonna grab the key right now, Sean. You see that? So that's again. So the key was grabbed. It was held. Wait for me to get there. Um, and so that's the message I get. This is da da da. Make sure that you're still confirmed. Blah blah blah. I confirm. So I'm on the way, right? And then I get an email from an automated one saying, "Hey, are you coming for?" So they've got it covered. Hey, you coming to your are you coming to your appointment? Yes, I'm coming to my appointment. I called to make sure everything. They got the key. They're holding it for me. They're waiting until I get there. Can't wait to see me. So I get there. I go in and I ask for G. And let me back up. The 8:30, 9 o'clock call was supposed to come from Alejandro, which I didn't know who Alejandro was. Alejandro was just somebody that was going to call me at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, when I called and they were talking about they were going to grab the key or whatever, that's when they told me that um, I would be asking for Alejandro and not G. That's when they said I would be asking for Alejandro and not G. So I'm wondering, like, I got passed from Jessica to G, and then just now Alejandro for whatever reason. So okay, cool. Everything's still good. The keys got. I'm on my way. I get down there, and they are busy. They're super busy. It's probably one of the busiest dealerships I've ever seen. Right? If I'm being honest, which that's this whole thing is, it would be pointless if it wasn't. But anyway, I get down there, I go in, and I mean it's crowded. I go in, and I'm kind of looking around. There's every spot's taken, everybody's talking, and I said, hey, I'm looking for Alejandro. Oh, okay, he's busy. Just take a seat. Let me call, see where he's at. He'll be right. So I take a seat. There's really no seats left. Everybody else is kind of sitting there waiting. So I'm waiting for Alejandro to come. I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. Alejandro comes up and hey, how you doing, Alejandro? He says, I'm actually, I'm very busy. I'm very busy with another customer right now, but I have Natalie here. She's a sales associate, and she's just like me. Whatever she says, it's like I said it. So she's gonna take care of it. So he passed me off to Natalie. Here you go. I gotta go take care of these other customers. So now I'm dealing with Natalie. Natalie runs and grabs the key. Grabs a dealer tag, so we can go on a test drive. We're gonna test drive it out. So we test drive it around the block, whatever. We get back and open up. We look at the engine, we look at the trunk, check the tires, check the oil. All that stuff looks good. When we get into a room, have to wait a little bit. When we get to a room to sit down and start discussing, finishing up the deal. Right, the deal's already been made. Me and Jessica already said we agreed 20,300. It's a deal, right? We already said it. You already seen the email. And if you didn't, I'm posting it right now again so you can see it. So the deal's already been made. Natalie, I've told her this, but she doesn't seem to really listen too well, or she just. Anyway, so we go to sit down, and she pulls up my file, and we starts discussing, do you going to need finance? We just say, yeah, I'm going to need some financing. I'm going to put some down. I said, I'm going to put X amount of down, and I'm going to need this kind of financing. And she's like, okay. She starts typing. I said, but the deal's already made. I mean, the price out the door is already 20,300. And she said, oh, you already made the deal? And I said, yeah. I said, I have it in writing right here. She said, let me see. And I showed her, and she said, oh, that's Jessica right there. And Jessica was it was a glass piece. Jessica was sitting right there passing out raffle tickets. I said, oh, great, that's cool. Well, yeah, we already made a deal right here. She goes, well, let me go talk to my finance manager. So she goes talk to the finance manager for a little bit, right? And then she comes back with more questions about the financing and what kind of insurance do I have and stuff like this. And then I let her know my dilemma, which Jessica already knew. G already knew. They already passed that down. I've already talked to him about me not having my license yet. I'm getting it June. I'm getting it in June. So I have to get the car first. So I don't have a license and I don't have insurance, any of that. So we sit down, and she comes back, she has some questions, and I tell her, he's like, I don't have the insurance and I still need the finance. She's like, oh, okay, well, let me go talk to my finance manager again about trying to get you financing without the insurance and all that. So she goes back, talks to him. Now she talked to him, she came back, 2 minutes had passed before she goes, that happened, she goes, oh, well, let me go talk to him about getting you financed without you having insurance, whatever, right now. Which, by the way, pause. Which, by the way, isn't a big deal. Once I find the vehicle I want, I call up Progressive. I tell them this is the vehicle I'm getting. I just don't have my license yet. They say, okay, no problem. We give you a temporary, um, a temporary. We give you temporary insurance, which you're going to pay a higher rate for that very specific car. You're just going to pay a higher rate, and then once you get your driver's license, call us back, let us know that it's been reinstated, and those rates will drop. So no issue, right? But anyway, so she went to talk to the finance officer. She came back, had some questions for me. I kind of answered her questions within this 2 minute span. She goes back to the finance officer, talks to him for 3 or 4 minutes, and then they both come back to the office. And the finance manager, Mehdi, or I didn't catch his name. It's one off, Mehdi or Menej, I don't know, something, comes in and says, oh, that car has already been sold. What? No, it's not. You're kidding. Yeah, the car's already been sold. The car's not been sold. We just test drove it. With the keys are here. You didn't say that 2 minutes ago when we were talking about financing. And then you had more questions. It wasn't sold then. And in the 2 minutes, you sold it. Yeah, sorry. So I'm like, I'm flabbergasted. So you're telling me, and then I go uh, and ask um, Jessica, how could you do this to me? How could you sell the car under? You knew I was coming the key. You guys texted me and says, hey, I'm gonna go get the key. I'm holding the key for you till you get here. And now the car is sold in the middle of us talking? She says, well, it is first come, first serve, and Alejandro did call you this morning and tell you that someone else was looking at the car, right? I said, no. I said, the call that I didn't get a call. I said, I called in and asked. They told me the car was here, and they were actually going to grab the key and hold it for me. And not only that, I got a text and an email saying our appointment was still confirmed for that vehicle. I'm sorry. You're sorry? I drove 90 minutes down here with my entire family with a deal all but shooken upon. It's in writing. You just saw it in the emails. You know you wrote this email, and then I come down, and because what, you don't want to deal with me right now or something? It's sold? Get out of here, bro. The most dishonest. I mean, right to my face. Just and didn't have a care in the world about it either. I don't know how they're staying in business. I don't know how they can't have repeat customers. And I'm starting to realize the reason why the price was so good on their cars because they don't have repeat customers. They get you one time and you don't want to go back and deal with them again. So they got to have some way to kind of bring you in, I guess. But the fact that they would bring me in on a deal already made through email, all but shook on it. 20,300. You got a deal. Let's do it. Come in and let's get it done. I go in and so anyway, you heard the story. I don't know, guys. Is that not shady to you? I mean, is that just status quo how dealerships work? That's not any kind of dealership I've seen. Sure, they want to get you in. Sure, they might say, yeah, we could probably get you out the door for something like that. Let's come in and discuss it. And then they come in and they try to inch you up the price. Yeah, I get that. That's not what happened. They said yes on the price. They come in and then they didn't even try to negotiate. They just said, car sold. Sorry. That's my story. Stadium Toyota, Tampa, Florida. But what a disgrace. I appreciate you treating me like that on Memorial Day. Hopefully you don't treat anybody else like that. But bad news is I started reading the one-star reviews after the fact. It makes sense. I'm not the only one they've done similar things to, and that is shame on you, Stadium Toyota. And I hope any and everybody that watches this video doesn't shop you, Stadium Toyota, Tampa, Florida. And I hope they go and write a review or say something on my review saying how disgusting and how terrible of a business company person you are. That's my rant, guys. I appreciate you watching. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear what you would have done in that situation. Much love. Go forth. Take care of yourselves. Spread the love. Spread the smiles. And I hope check out my channel. Maybe my niche is something you're into as well. So check me out, and I hope to see you on the other side. Stay safe, y'all.